Hello, everybody, and welcome. No burning wheel tonight, but instead we have tiny, adorable mice. Look how cute they are. There's one on either side of me. There's a little mouse on your head, Andrew.
Oh my god.
That's just how I want to be.
So yeah, as if you follow Austin on Twitter, you might have noticed he's been posting from a games event. So he is busy this evening. So what we're going to be doing tonight is playing a little game called Mouse Guard. Mouse Guard is based on a comic book of the same name by David Peterson, and the game that we're playing is sort of a highly focused version of the Burning Wheel rule set. I was joking with everybody earlier that since y'all have played Burning Wheel first, this is going to seem just so easy and simple.
It's like Diet Burning Wheel.
yeah, pretty much. It's Burning Wheel, but for doing one particular thing, and in this case. Your characters are members of the Mouse Guard. So in the setting of the game and of the comic, at one point in the past, mice lived, in holes in the ground and in fallen logs and scavenged for food. But since that time, mice have become civilized. Mice have taken up craft and build towns and cities. And have collected those into functionally like a country, except that it's the only one there is, called the Mouse Territories. And the Mouse Guard, are the protectors of that territory. They're a little bit Night's Watch. They're a little bit Gondorian Ranger. They're 100% adorable mouse, though, so there's that. The game itself is actually a little bit on the darker side because they like Andrew was saying before, the mice in the game are at the bottom of the food pyramid, right? Everything is bigger and tougher than you except maybe ants or beetles,
Or, other mice who have different political views than you.
right? Yeah. So things to know about that: the Mouse Territories exist only by the good graces of the chemist mice who make this thing called the scent border. It's essentially they make this chemical, and the Mouse Guard renews it every year after the winter, and it protects the edges of the territories so that foxes don't come in and just eat everybody.
Essentially, they have everyone else convinced that it's full of scary animals that aren't there, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So
What does that remind me of?
yeah. So when they when they try to come, the Mouse Guard's like, no, we got it under control. The scent border will protect us. And then internally, they're like Andrew said, there's the mice they're people functionally. They're human intelligence, so they don't always agree about things, and some territories don't want to be part of, or some towns don't want to be part of the territories, that kind of thing. So that stuff comes up. But what is sort of a prevalent factor in mouse society is this kind of eternal war with the weasels that live in this heather thicket to the east of the territories. They are terrifying. They're smart. They're bigger than mice. They know how to fight, and they like to eat mice babies for dinner. So they there's periods of open war and periods of sort of less intensive conflict with the weasels. It kind of depends on who's the leader of the weasels at the time.
And we're just coming off of a big war with the weasels, right?
Yes, yeah, there was a big recent war with the weasels that has now kind of ended with the death of the weasel leader, whose name I can't remember, but it's something scary like Iron Fang or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's the option for the game to play pre-gen characters, but I like to walk through character creation as a means of learning the way the game works. So,
And just like Burning Wheel, this game has a really neat character creation.
yes, yeah, totally. So we'll walk through all the steps of character creation together and talk about kind of what that means for your characters and how they operate. So
Sweet.
let me jump over to my Roll20 window here, and we will get it started. So you should all have character sheets available to you. I'm just gonna add. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, so what we're looking at here, this is a map of the Mouse Territories. This is where all the mice live. Lockhaven, right in the middle here. You see this little guy? That's the fortress of the Mouse Guard. The Mouse Guard is led by the matriarch Gwendolyn. There's always a matriarch. That's just like part of the rule of the Mouse Guard. And she's currently in charge. She sort of led the guard through the war. And so on your character sheet, if you take a look, it's a little different than the Burning Wheel character sheet. We're going to be rolling dice using macro that I put together, but it's a lot simpler dice roll. You don't have to worry about as much. The first thing that we need to do for our characters is think about concept for your character, and this is just like a really loose, kind of like we did with Burning Wheel, like sort of a loose idea of what your guard mouse is all about. Grizzled veteran, young upstart, you can basically just think of like the very loosest sense of what you want your character to be, and then we can fill in the details as we go. One thing that you can sort of think about when you're trying to put your concept together is things like how long your character has been in the guard, because that your rank will come up. So how long you've served in the Mouse Guard, whether you volunteered, whether you joined under duress. Maybe you're trying to impress your sweetheart by joining the guard and going out and being a tough mouse. Maybe you're a fighter. Maybe you're a scientist. Maybe you're a mouse that just wants to like learn about the world, and the guard is the safest way to do that, because otherwise you'd be traveling the territories alone.
So there's no like restrictions on choosing that sort of stuff, like paths or something that we need to follow?
No, you can just come up with a concept, and we'll work through. The next step will be choosing your rank. So the what rank of mouse guard you are, but that's not necessarily tied to your age or your concept. You could be like grizzled veteran, but you're still just a guard mouse. You're still just a foot soldier.
And whereas with Burning Wheel, you start from birth and work your way to your concept. In Mouse Guard, you very much work your way back or out from this kind of initial idea. It's designed to flesh out the character by way of questions and stuff like that.
Okay.
You'll be pleased to know, Jess, that somebody in chat is just as excited about fur color as you were. It's a very important part of character
Wow,
creation.
they literally said her exact sentence.
Fur color. Aw, smiley face. And that was
I know,
One
right?
of the big differences mechanically between this game and Burning Wheel is that you have fur color.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
It's very important. You get to roll a pool of fur dice versus your enemy's fur pool. No, that's not true. It's color, literally. So do you have any ideas? Did you like while we were sort of thinking about playing Mouse Guard? Did anybody have any ideas of what kind of character they want to play?
I do.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. Okay, so it sort of starts in the realm of grizzled veteran, and I'm not saying that because you like put that into my mind.
Sure.
I already had that idea before you used it as an example.
Whatever.
But that's just because it's not very original. But actually, like rather than your sort of like standard grizzled veteran guy, I do want to be an old dude who is a veteran, but like is a complete pacifist at this point in his life.
Nice.
And like, wants to avoid conflict at all costs.
That's perfect. Okay, cool. So like veteran pacifist or like I'm too old. Your character's too old for this shit.
Yeah, basically.
Little mouse Danny Glover. Awesome. Do you have a concept idea, Andrew?
So I had a couple floating around. If Colin's going to be like the more senior character, then I'll switch to I want to be like a really well politically connected young person. Who's like from a wealthy family and kind of like maybe doesn't especially want to be in the Mouse Guard, but because it's important for her family's status.
For your image.
They're stuck in there.
Just like doing your time.
So yeah.
Cool. Okay, like young firebrand, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So we'll see how that plays out. But
okay. And Jess, what do you think? Do you have ideas?
Well, I wanted to be an old gray mouse man too, but I guess
could
I'll.
do that.
No,
well, and so to be clear, there are actually a couple like the different ranks. There's like a super veteran, like almost administrative kind of rank that you can be, as well as the like senior but still active guard mouse, which it kind of sounds like what Colin's going to be. So you could be that like true administrative, like
Yeah.
academic position.
If Colin's gonna be super passive, I kind of like the idea of me being um, like pushing elderly, but still like so gung ho and like wants to
Nice.
take action.
You're in
Like-
like this sort of
Like the like stereotypical like old general guy.
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah. You're
can't-
like the Patton of mice.
Yeah, he like can't give up on it.
Awesome. War is all you know.
Yeah,
Cool. Okay, cool.
just like really bitter.
Bitter gray fur. Sweet. I love it. Okay, cool. So concept, you get that sorted out. That'll give you an idea for how you want to build your character going forward. So the first thing that we choose is your guard rank. So these are the ranks available to you. Tenderpaw, which is like brand new, fresh recruit to the mouse guard. Guard mouse, so like foot soldiers, most folks are guard mice. Patrol guard, which is like a step up from the guard mouse. If you want to follow along in the PDF, we're on page 300. And then patrol leader. Now I'm not going to include guard captain because there's a lot of stuff for guard captain. But patrol leader is the patrol guard who's demonstrated they can think independently and guide other mice. So this would be the person in the patrol who's actually in charge. And then patrol guard is a veteran guard mouse. And then guard mouse is just like your kind of middle of the road. Andrew, do you know what you want to be?
Oh, I'm going to be a Tenderpaw for sure.
In Tenderpaw? Okay. All right. And then Colin and Jess, what do you think? I feel like one of you is patrol leader and one of you is patrol guard.
Yeah,
I think I'm
I don't
probably
know.
patrol guard, and I think Jess. The way you describe your character, I feel like you're more aggressive,
Yeah. Okay.
more of a leader, perhaps.
Yeah,
Okay. So, unlike the pile of abilities that you have in Burning Wheel, there's really only 3 basic abilities in this game. You'll have skills like you do in Burning Wheel, but in this there's will, which is all your mental stuff, and health, which is all your body stuff. Tenderpaw Andrew, you start with 2 will and 6 health. Patrol guard has 4 and 4, so 4 will, 4 health. And patrol leader has 5 will and 4 health.
okay.
Okay. Now you'll get a selection of skills. You can see them down in the bottom here. If I list a skill that isn't on there, just click add, and it'll give you another one you can write in. So Tenderpaw, you get Pathfinder 2, Scout 2, and Laborer 2.
Yeah. So I'm going to add Laborer to the
Yeah,
list.
so just add Laborer to the list. I think that this is a first edition character sheet. Laborer was added after Torchbearer when they realized that Laborer was the greatest skill ever created for a role-playing game,
Yeah, it's like super important.
even if they spell it wrong. Yeah,
I'll spell it
you
correctly.
spelled it correctly. All right. So your starting age will be between 14 and 17. So you're born between 1135 and 1138.
Cool, I'm 15.
Okay. Patrol guard. Here are your skills. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You have cook 2. So you have to add that one.
Oh.
Cook 2. Fighter 3. Hunter 3. Let's jump over your character sheet so I can follow along. Scout 2. Healer 2. Pathfinder 2. Survivalist 2. And Weather Watcher 2.
Sweet. Weather Watcher sounds awesome.
Yeah, Weather Watcher.
Yeah.
Weather is very important. Your starting age is between 21 and 50. So you can be anywhere in that range.
So wizened.
Okay. I like how Chad is like such imbalance. This is hacks. Why do you have so many abilities? And then patrol leader, red leader. Are you ready? You ready for it? You got lots. Fighter 3. So fighter is used for fighting other mice and fighting weasels. This is like hand-to-hand combat against other things that are fighting back, or maybe not. Hunter is for fighting or capturing or dealing with animals that are not like you. So if you're fighting like, God help you, an owl, you would use hunter. So you have fighter 3, hunter 3, instructor 2, lore mouse 2. So you have to add lore mouse to your skills.
Lore mouse.
Yeah, lore mouse 2. Persuader 2.
Okay.
Let's see, Persuader 2, Pathfinder 3, Scout 2, Survivalist 3, and Weather Watcher 2.
Cool.
Your starting age is between 21 and 60.
All
So
right.
you can be as...
I'll be like...
So one thing that I think is really fun about the way this game scales, that there's this thing where you determine how difficult a thing is to engage in conflict by how big it is. So, you against other mice or you against weasels, like smallish weasels is fine. But if you want to take on like a wolf or like a deer, you roll a totally different set of skills and you need an army of mice. So you need to roll the like war skill, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, those are the skills that you pick up just from being a mouse. Now, your character has like personal interests that you followed on your own besides being in the guard. So choose one skill, any one skill on the sheet, and you get it at rating 2. So if you already have it, you can bump one of your rating 2 ones to 3 if you want.
Okay, so where's the skill list?
The total list of skills is on...
I mean, I can just choose something from here to make it easier.
Yeah, if you want to. There's lots, though. The total list of skills
224?
is on which? Sorry?
The skills section starts on 224,
24.
but I don't know if it has like just a straight up list.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can pick another skill that you like, that your character is good at. Yeah, if you already have it at 2 or 3, just bump it up by 1 more if you want to like really focus on it. And just like Burning Wheel, this will be the number of dice you're rolling when you try to use that skill.
Okay.
Okay. What skill did you take, Jess? Did you pick one?
I think I'm just gonna bump up. I think instructor.
Okay, cool.
'Cause I think I'm the only one who has that.
Yeah.
So that might be helpful.
Yeah, that's a nice choice. This is where you can pick up stuff that's less like guardy too, like haggle.
Are the weasels like straight up predators?
Yeah, they will
of
fuck
us?
up your shit. Yeah.
They'll eat us.
If you found like a lone weasel or something, they would probably try to like make peace with you so you wouldn't kill them, but then they'd stab you in the back at the first opportunity. They're nasty.
They're weasels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go figure, right? They are weasels.
Bastards.
Okay.
I think I'm going to take Haggler because
okay.
I'm like, from a big wealthy family in the city.
Okay. All right, Haggler. Cool. Okay, and Colin, what skill do you want to take?
I bumped up fighter from 3 to 4.
Hot damn.
Yeah, I want to push a bit of a paradox here with my pacifism.
Well, the great thing will be that if a fight breaks out, people will look to you to be like, use your 4 dice, asshole.
Like, we know you're good at it.
Yeah.
You just decided to stop doing it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan Mouse Nobi over here.
Aw.
Okay, so so you got that skill. Now we're gonna figure out where your characters were born. So on 302, there's a list of your options there of different towns in the mouse territories. So we're gonna introduce a new mechanic here. This is where you're gonna get another skill in the same way. So you'll either get a skill you don't already have at 2, or you'll bump another skill up by 1. So if you're from Shaleborough, for example, you'll get Mason, Harvester, or Miller as a skill. Now, you'll also get a trait. Now, traits in this game are a bit like Burning Wheel in that you want to use them to complicate your character's life, but they can be used beneficially and negatively. So during the game, we're going to go back and forth, and on my turn, I'm going to be like, okay, here are obstacles in your way. I know what your mission is, and I'm just going to put things you have to overcome in the way of you. And you can try to use your traits to overcome those. So if you have something like independent and you're separated from your friends, you can say, well, I've got independent as a trait. I'm going to take my extra die for this because I'm doing this action alone. But as I'm throwing obstacles at you, you're going to need to use your traits against yourself to gain what we call checks. And checks are currency to use on your turn when you get into town or you find a place to rest and you want to heal up your conditions, or you want to do things that aren't directly related to the mission, like say you want to like fix your armor or sharpen your sword or do something like that. You'll only get a chance to do that by spending checks. So in this case, you'd want to use your independence against you. So you could be like, yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to scare off this fox that's like rooting around for food. And when another player is like, okay, I'm going to come help you, you can be like, no, I'm independent. This is a stupid idea, and I'm doing it alone because I'm tough and cool. And then you'll earn a check. And once you've accumulated checks, you can spend them during the player turn to do other stuff. You basically buy yourself time and heal yourselves from your conditions. So if you take a look on 302, your options are Barkstone, which is a busy working class town. You can go to Copperwood, which is one of the old cities and home to one of the 2 mines in the territory. You can be from Elmos, which is a formerly thriving city known for its medicinal herbs and moss. Ivydale, which is probably where Agnes Baker comes from. Lockhaven, so if you were born and lived in the Fortress of the Guard your whole life. Port Sumac, which is like a little town where they make boats and do fishing. Shaleborough or Spruce Tuck, and they all have their own abilities and potential traits. So if you want, you can look at the skills and look at the traits, pick the one that you like, and then you're like, oh, obviously I'm from there.
I think Lockhaven makes the most sense for me.
Yeah, you're just like born right into the guard.
Yes, just born a guard.
Okay, all right. So are you going to take Weaver or Armorer at 2?
I guess I'll take Armorer.
Okay.
Armorer.
Armorer. Okay, all right. So mark down you have Armorer at 2.
Okay.
And are you going to be generous, or are you going to have Guard's Honor? So generous means what you think it does. Your character's generous. Mm-hmm. But Guard's Honor is like you take being a mouse guard very seriously, and you have you strictly stick to your code of honor. You're sort of a warrior through and through.
Definitely Guard's Honor.
You take Guard's
Honor then, yeah.
Okay. And one thing you can do when you're picking your traits is think about okay, can I think of an example or of a situation where I could use this trait negatively and positively, right? Like Guard's Honor I think is pretty easy because you're like, okay, you're just stubborn about your code. Mm-hmm. And that's going to get you in trouble or not. And it might help. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Colin, do you know where you want to be from?
Yeah, I'm going to be from Spruce Tuck, and
Okay.
I'm going to take Lore Mouse.
Nice.
And Inquisitive as my trait.
Good. Inquisitive's a very easy one to earn checks for. Hey, what's that over there? Okay, cool. And then Andrew, where are you from?
So I think I'm going to be from Copperwood,
Okay.
and I'm going to take Haggler from that instead of Haggler from my previous thing.
Got it.
And then I'm going to take a different skill, probably Healer. I think I'll take Healer instead.
Right, so you're going to take Healer from your personal trait, and then... Yeah. Okay, so you got Haggler and you're independent.
Damn right.
Lovely. The independent Tenderpaw. That's going to go great. Oh, yeah, and at the end, remember, don't forget to pick who your mentor is, because one of those 2 is, in charge of you. Okay, so now we're going to look at your character's life experience. So we're going to pick an area that you are naturally talented in. Tenderpaws and Guard Captains, you pick 2 of these. Guard Mice, Patrol Guards, and Patrol Leaders, choose 1. So... Andrew, you'll get 2. Colin and Jess, you'll get 1. And it's basically just most of the skill list on page 303 there. So if there are any of these that are words you do not recognize, let me know, because not everyone knows what an apiarist is. It's bees. You keep bees. Bees is what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that maybe that's what my family does.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Apiarist.
stoked to be a rich beekeeper family person.
First you get the honey, then you get the power, and there's something about bees in there somewhere.
Yeah, so I'll take apiarist
Okay.
and
Ape purist.
yeah, I tend to apes.
Yeah, and bees, a bee to a, like, sure, apiaries are, fairly easy for humans to manage, but for bees to a mouse are like,
They're like as big as you almost.
yeah, like dogs. Big dogs.
Big flying dogs that can kill you by stinging you.
Terrifying.
It's pretty intense. It's pretty serious business.
Okay, so you get to pick two. So you're taking apiarist, and what's your other one?
I'm thinking either manipulator or fighter.
Cool. Yeah.
I think I'll take fighter.
Okay.
That'll help me be independent.
That's right. All right, Colin, what skills are you gonna take?
I'm gonna take cook.
Okay.
And so I just put a check in the which box.
What's that?
Where am I putting this down?
These are you got everything so far. So yeah, so do you already have cook?
I do.
Okay, just bump it up one, so it goes from 2 to 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Jess, what did you take for yours?
I like Smith.
Okay.
Makes sense with my character.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, you'll have to add it to the list.
Yeah. So just one.
Level 2. Everything starts at 2.
Two.
Yeah,
Okay.
Smith 2. You got it. Okay. All right. So now you're going to choose what your parents' trade was. So you learned a little bit of your parents' skills before you left them to join the guard. So you just pick one from that list on 303, and you'll also note it for your parents here what their trade was up at the top of your character sheet.
My parents are apiarists.
How about you, Colin? Do you know what your parents were?
I go with boat crafters.
Nice.
Sweet.
And what were your parents, Jess?
Mine were instructors of some kind. Not sure of what.
You actually have to pick from the list on 303. An instructor is not on there, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh.
So they did a thing. You could have learned how to teach other people to do that thing, but yeah, it's got to be from the list there.
303. So under what's your specialty?
What's your parents' trade? Unless you're looking at the first edition PDF.
Maybe I am.
Yeah.
Gag.
It's okay. Yeah, if you check in the, I sent you a link to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I downloaded the wrong one.
That's okay. I sent them like one after the other. I didn't have the second edition one when I was getting the
Sorry.
game set up. That's okay. No
Okay, grab it real quick. Here we go. Second edition. Come on, internet. 303.
Yeah.
Oh, this makes much more sense. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Parents trade. They were brewers.
Brewers, cool. All right. So yeah, make sure you note that in your in the parents field on your character sheet, so you know what they did. And then patrol leaders, which is to say, Jess, you get 2 out of these 3. Colin and Andrew, you get 1 of the 3. Choose manipulator, orator, or persuader. This is how you convince people that you're right or to get what you need from them. Do you give speeches Do you persuade gently, or do you sneakily manipulate them into doing what you want? And just like all the other stuff, if you don't have it already, you get it at 2. If you have it already, bump it up by 1.
I'm going to take Persuader.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would take that as well.
Okay, you actually get 2, so you can get Persuader and another one, Jess.
Okay. What were the 3?
Manipulator, Orator, or Persuader.
Okay, I'll do Orator and Persuader.
Okay.
I took Orator as well.
Nice. Speechifying. Okay. All right. So next, you had an apprentice. So young mouse seeking to join the guard applies in either spring or fall. You meet with the guard mouse in charge of new recruits, and then you're distributed among the trades mice of Lockhaven to act as assistants. So for the first 2 seasons of service, you don't actually go out on patrol. You just help with stuff in Lockhaven. So choose one of the list skills from 304. And mark it next to Senior Artisan on your character sheet, and then give it to yourself at 2 if you don't already have it, or bump it up to 3 if you have it already, or bump it up again. So you apprenticed with someone who taught you a skill before you became a proper guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they put me down as a laborer because they knew I was from a rich family, and they're like, "This kid is spoiled." Work.
Nice. Okay. So they sent you off to do hard labor.
Yeah.
Digging in the mouse trenches.
I don't know. All labor is hard when you're a mouse.
I mean, fair.
Probably.
Trenches are not as deep though, so that's nice. Colin, what did your character apprentice as first?
I did cook, and I bumped cook up again.
Yeah, so you had a natural aptitude for it, and cool. All right.
Yep.
And then Jess, what'd you take for yours?
Armor.
Nice. So yeah, that's right. I learned your armoring. Cool. Okay. So during your apprenticeship, like when you finished doing that, you were assigned a mentor. Now, if you're a tenderpaw, you are doing that now. So, Andrew, which I guess you can decide which of the 2 characters is your mentor. The badass pacifist or the angry been a guard forever?
Maybe angry Benegard forever.
Okay, so whatever.
And that was my family like pulling the connections, and they thought they were like doing me a favor or whatever.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So patrol leaders. So just pick 2 of those skills that are on 304 on the right hand side. Colin and Andrew, choose one. And Andrew, you can get Jess's input if you want, because it's the mentor.
Yeah, what would you teach me, Jess?
So this is what I would have trained you to do,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Definitely fighter.
Okay, I'll bump my fighter up.
And
Okay, and then so that's for Andrew's character. So now, Colin, what did your mentor stress for you?
Fighter.
Fighter, nice. Okay, and then you get 2, Jess. So which two do you want?
okay, I think I'm seeing this guy as being kind of singled out as a leader early on.
Nice. Okay.
So I would say fighter and instructor.
Excellent. Okay. Cool. Training number 1, go get me a coffee. All right. So each player, except for Tenderpaws, on 305, choose a skill from the list below. Each player must choose a unique specialty, so you can't both, Jess and Colin, you can't both have the same skill as your specialty from that list on 305.
Okay.
So you 2 will need to decide what you want, and not just careful not to overlap.
Go ahead, Jess. I'm sure we're going to overlap.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Fighter.
8 skills.
Fighter.
Remember, you max out at 6, so.
Let's see. Okay. What part does specialty play? How does that differ from your regular skills?
It's still just a skill. It's just your character's personal specialty. People might be like, "Oh, that character, they're really good at this thing." It's just something that you're kind of known for.
And it would probably be like why they put you in this patrol as well.
Mm-hmm. I actually think I'm going to say survivalist.
Okay.
So badass.
Okay. All right. So again, if you don't already have it, take it at 2. If you do, bump it up by 1.
Okay.
And then Colin, what do you want to take?
I'm gonna take Pathfinder.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Okay. So you should all have a list of skills now, of varying size and quality. Andrew, yours will be the shortest list, and
Because I am full of potential.
that's right. And Jess's will be the longest. Yeah, they look good. So you got some 4s, some 3s, some 2s. Nobody has any 6s. Anybody have a 5 in anything?
I have a 5 in
Hells,
fighter.
yeah, 5 fighter.
Oh.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to talk about mouse nature. So all the animals in the game have a nature, and different animals' nature inclines them to do different things. Now, the lower your nature, the less mouse-like you are, and the higher, the more mouse-like. So if your nature is quite low, you tend to act more human. You're less frightened. You're sort of a civilized mouse. But if your nature is quite high, then you startle easily. You may occasionally like run on all 4s, which could be embarrassing for you or the people around you. Like you're more like a mouse than you are like a human. So your mouse, everybody's nature starts at 3. Everybody's nature starts at 3, and I'm going to ask you some questions. So I'll ask the questions, and we'll go through each person. You answer them, and I'll tell you how to tally or change your character accordingly. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, do you save for winter, even if it means going without something now, or do you use what you have when you need it? Andrew.
I don't save for winter because I'm rich.
Okay, don't save. All right, Colin.
I do.
Okay, so you save, and then which one are you, Jess? Do you save, or do you just use it when you got it?
Save.
Okay, if you save for the winter, your nature increases by 1. If you do not, take the bold, generous, or impetuous trait. Impetuous, sorry. Impetus is not a trait. Impetuous. You have the impetus to be impetuous.
So you start at 3 and you add.
Yeah, so start at 3, and we'll do a few more questions, and you'll add these.
All right.
Okay, so 2 of you have gone up to 4. What trait are you taking?
I'll take impetuous.
Nice. Impetuous and independent.
Yeah, they seem to
Yeah, that'll
align with what I'm talking about so far.
All right. So when you are confronted, do you stand your ground and fight, or do you run and hide? Andrew?
I think I'd fight.
Stand and fight? Colin?
Too proud.
This is a tough one because like it sort of implies cowardice, and like my character is just like a pacifist, but not like fearful.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You got to choose one or the other. Do you stand and
all
fight,
right, all
or
right,
do you...
all right. Well, I guess the most like literal interpretation is running and hiding.
Okay, all right. So, and then Jess, I think that we know the answer for you.
I confront.
Okay, all right. So if you run and hide, increase your nature by 1. Decrease your starting fighter skill if you have it by 1. If you do not run, your fighter and nature stay as they are.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then lastly, do you fear owls, weasels, and wolves? Andrew?
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. God.
Colin, do you fear weasels, wolves, and owls?
I think not.
Okay, and Jess? In your heart
I
of
mean-
mousy hearts.
Logically, I'd be crazy not to, but I guess my character is crazy.
Well, I mean, maybe you just fight because you're scared. What do you think?
No.
Okay,
I don't
all right.
I
If-
do not fear them.
If you fear them, increase your nature by 1. If you do not, take fearless, brave, or foolish as a trait at level 1.
I like that foolish is in there.
Yeah.
It
You
is
don't
cool.
fear them because you're either fearless, you're brave, or you're foolish.
I like foolish.
Okay,
Oh, shit.
awesome. It's not that I do not fear, it's that I do not know to fear. Awesome. All right, so you're going to start with a number of wises in proportion to your rank. Now, wises are not like they are in Burning Wheel. They're not skills that you roll. A wise starts at level 1 and can gain additional ability. What a wise lets you do for a starting character is offer advice or guidance to another character. You can offer help outside of the sort of skill structure. So, for example, like if you want to help someone fight a weasel but don't want to fight them yourself, and you have weasel wise, you can help. You can grant a helping die, even though you're not participating with a skill. So Tender Paws, you have to choose. You don't get to choose from the list. You get either Code of the Guard wise or Legends of the Guard wise.
I think I'll take Legends of
you,
the Guard
you don't
wise.
so
Like I was
much,
raised on stories.
yeah. You don't so much know the code by heart, but you know the stories of them.
The spirit of it.
Right, exactly. Okay, so Patrol Guard, you get 2, and Patrol Leader, you get 3. And you can choose from the list that you see here. They start on 306 and go to 307. And you can make up your own. So if you want like specific town wise, you want to be Lockhaven wise, for example. You could take specific animal wise, so you could be like Raven wise. Or you can pick one of these ones, like Grain wise, Guard Mouse wise, Harvest wise, Crime wise, Politics wise, Money wise. Like basically you can just come up with whatever you think your character would like know things about generally. In what ways are you wise?
Hidey hole wise
I know, it's so cute.
you know how to find a hidey hole when you need one.
You know how to find one. You know how to like get by in one. You can take specific season or specific weather wises. So like snow wise, rain wise. Yeah.
Did you say that Dark Heather is where the weasels are from?
Hells yeah, it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna take Dark Heather wise.
Nice.
Dang.
It's 1982, and your character is Vietnam wise.
Yeah. Where are the wises?
They start on 306, and then they're listed alphabetically. And
where
then...
do I put them?
Oh, there should be a spot. Should be a spot on here somewhere. Maybe there is.
I think you just add them as a skill.
Yeah, you could just add them as add them as a skill or as a trait. Either one is fine. Add them as traits because they're not you don't roll them the same way as skills, but
sure. Okay.
Okay. Okay, cool. Freezing wise. Oh yeah, squirrels. There are squirrels in this, and they're like kind of weird, and like no one understands them, and they can kind of talk, but not really. Like, God, I love how much like they leave open space in the comic for this stuff. Where they'll just be like, all right, here's some bunnies. Oh yeah, they can talk. Sort of. They're like talking horses. Whatever. Forget it. Doesn't matter.
Autumn Storm wise.
Yeah.
It's like a band. Love it.
All right, I grabbed.
You could take clockwise, I guess, if you want to.
I'm counterclockwise.
Right, so you attack anyone who's clockwise.
What'd you get, Call?
I grabbed Owl wise and
Nice.
Recipe wise.
Nice.
Those are good choices. Okay. What are you gonna take for your? You got 3, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Oh, turtle wise. I don't know. They're all so great. I don't know.
Yeah, and you can always make up your own too. So you can take like violence wise or peace wise, alternately.
I'm gonna do night wise.
Okay. You could take getting in arguments that I know I can't win wise.
Oh, yo, I'm gonna take piecewise. I like that.
Yeah, peace wise.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna ditch recipe wise and take piecewise.
Okay. Take Samwise. Yeah, Frodo had some points in Samwise.
I mean, there is specific mouse wise.
Yes, yeah, you could take like this is a thing where like Tender Paws can take like their mentor as a specific wise, right? You could be like,
Or like the mentor can take tender paw wise, or
right,
like
yeah. So this would be like, and the difference between Tender Paw wise or a specific Tender Paw is I know how to handle the youngins, or I know how to handle this youngin particularly. Yeah, cool.
Wild country wise, is that just like the wilds?
The wild country is this area up here beyond the scent border. That's not. It's not the Dark Heather. It's
gotcha.
just like
It's a literal place.
yeah, the
Gotcha.
place we don't go.
That
But if you ever
shadowy
have
place.
to go there, yeah. Cool. Okay. So guard resources. So this is an easy one. Your resources represent how resourceful and clever you are with your possessions and material goods, as well as like your actual pay from the guard, because you get paid because you got to buy things. Tender Paws start with resources 1, guard mice 2, patrol guard 3, patrol leader 4. 4 resources is pretty good. Like you can throw your weight around. If you go to a town and you're like, I need a new sword, you got 4 dice to make that happen. And then circles. Circles represents how well connected your character is. So when you're in town on a player phase, you can use circles to find like someone friendly who'll let you stay at their house, or someone who can cut you a good deal, or it's just like for finding NPCs. The same way it is in Burning Wheel. Tender Paws, you are not well connected. You start with 1. Guard mice start with 2. Patrol guard and leaders start with 3. Okay. Now we're gonna hand out a couple more traits. So you've all got 1 trait at level 1 right now. Maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on how your character has progressed. Oh, you all got. Look at you. All right. So we're gonna add some new traits. Now, if you get this trait for the first time, you just add it at level 1, and it gives you +1 die 1 time per session. So once tonight when you're playing, you can be like, I'm going to call on my independence to give me strength. I get an extra die for 1 action. If you get it again, so if you're already independent and you take independent again, you can do that twice. So you get 2 different rolls. So we're going to pick, first of all, quality you were born with, something that your character is just like innately about. This is on the list on page 308. These are things like bodyguard, bold, calm, cunning, defender, early riser, fat, old fur, thoughtful. Like just pick one of those. This just describes your character in a very basic, like this is just a thing that people know about your character.
I'm totally fat.
Okay. All that honey.
Yeah.
Honey,
Yeah,
from
exactly.
honey from a young age. Colin and Jess, do you have any you like on there?
Sorry.
For like Colin, for you, if you want to go with the character that you're already kind of going with, like stoic or stubborn would be good.
Yeah.
Scarred, quiet, bitter.
I know, I saw that.
You might have to fight Jess for bitter.
I think stoic makes the most sense.
Okay.
I guess I'll take defender.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So for you, when you want to earn a check with your trait, just make sure you defend someone in a situation you shouldn't be defending them. So like if someone is making the wrong point in an argument, or if they're like about to be very badly hurt and you're like, maybe I should step in even though it's not a good idea for me, that's a thing that you can do. Cool. Okay. And then now you're going to get a trait you learned or inherited from your parents. Oh, this is for Tender Paws only. So Tender Paw,
Oh
Andrew?
yeah. I'm thinking either like determined or something like long tail could be fun.
Mhm.
I mean, carry on with the next one because it doesn't apply to me and it applies to the other
All right.
people.
So life on the road, patrol leader. So this is Jess. You get one more. This is the one from 309. So this is where you'll get stuff like leader or compassionate or This is something that your character
Okay.
learned from being on the road all these long years.
Cool. I'm actually gonna go with curious.
Curious? Okay, so you learned curiosity. That's a nice like kind of new spin on the character, adding
Yeah.
some dimension. Cool, cool.
God, I can't type. Maybe that plays into my foolishness a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, totally. That makes sense. Did you add foolish to your list here? I don't see it.
My skill is at the bottom.
Oh, okay. It's actually not a skill. It's a
Oh.
trait. Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay. So yeah, just move it up there and add another trait.
I'm going to go with compassionate.
Okay. Cool. All right, and good. So now just filling in the details. So on page 310, there's a list of common names. You're gonna need names for your character. You're gonna need names for your parents. You're gonna want a name for your mentor. There's some common names there on the character list.
Oh my God, these are so good.
Yeah, right. They're all kind of like vaguely Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
Kale, Brand, Bryn, Clove, Ingrid, Josephine. Yeah, they're cute. I like them.
Where do we put parents' names?
Just put it in the parent sector, so you can be like Finn and Ivy, the apiarists, or whatever.
All right. My character is a lady, and her name is Lorelei Beebottom.
Yeah. You're gonna kill Jess.
So
Oh
good
my
at this
God.
game.
All right.
Jesus.
All right, Lorelei.
Did you
My
just
parents
make up your
are
last-
Moira and Nolan Beebottom.
Flashy bottom. Adorable.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. And
Jess, I need to know your character's name because you're my mentor. So.
Okay.
and Colin, your character's name is
Struggling here.
Walmond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's such a good name.
Valmont. Okay. Okay.
All right.
You got yours?
I think I want to be Jasper.
Okay. Oh, Jasper.
Oh, Jasper.
Awesome. Okay.
Uh,
You're pretty old. Are your parents still alive? They're probably dead, hey?
Yeah, they probably would be because I'm 52 years old.
That's right. Old ass mouse.
I'm an old ass mouse.
All right, Jasper. There we go. Jasper. Captain Jasper.
Yeah.
Or I guess patrol leader. You're not a captain. But you're patrol leader Jasper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
And
quite.
guard Wolmond and Tenderpaw Lorelei Beebottom.
Oh my God.
All right. So now choose a fur color for your mouse. Brown is the most common, followed by blonde and gray. Black and white are uncommon, and red is rare.
Hmm.
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm totally gonna be gray.
Yeah.
Maybe like black and gray, kind of salt and pepper.
Yeah.
You know, super handsome.
Damn. Lorelei is blonde.
Okay. Like the color of honey.
Exactly.
Oh,
I'll go with red to keep it mixed up.
Okay.
wow.
Our party.
All right. So you name your parents, put them on the sheet. Name your senior artisan on the sheet as well. So the senior artisan goes in there. Basically, just fill in those name sheets with names. So your parents, your mentor, your senior artisan. You can have an enemy if you want. If you choose a friend, pick what they do from the list and where they live. So if your friend is like a lore mouse from Spruce Tuck, you can put, like Timothy the lore mouse, and just put that in the friend area. And then do the same with enemy. The enemy can be from your time before your days in the guard or from your time in service. It's permissible for you to have the same enemy if you want to. So if two of you have like an enemy that you hate, and then it's just important to know where they are. So that if you go there, I can be like, your enemy is waiting for you.
Wait, what's the difference between artisan and mentor?
So senior artisan is the person you apprentice to. Mentor is someone who is in the guard, like another guard mouse, who taught you your apprentice, who helped you focus on that skill.
Like out on the road, whereas your artisan is someone back at Lockhaven that you worked under.
Got it.
So I worked under Taskmaster Sloan, and she was a stern lady.
Yeah, she sounds intense.
And my friend is Tom the Carpenter in Elmos.
Okay, cool.
Aw.
All right.
Where are the traits or the skills again?
If you're looking for ones that you can assign to your friends, go to page 302. It shows the town and the most common stuff in those towns.
Got it.
I like this, Colin from chat. Perhaps Colin's character is spoken of in hushed tones at the Weasel Barracks as the Slayer from years past, the Red Rat. Rad.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Who should my enemy be?
The great thing is, Colin, that when we go to pick equipment, everybody will get one weapon. A shield is a weapon, so you can just be like, I carry no sword. You've just got a stout shield.
Jess, do you want to share an enemy?
Yeah, sure.
Like it's someone who doesn't like you, and then because I'm your apprentice, they hate me.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm like
Nice.
guilty by association.
Yeah.
I like it.
Any name ideas?
They should be Angus.
Nice. Angus with an E.
Angus.
Yeah.
Angus.
Angus. All right. What a jerk.
What does Angus do? What's Angus's deal? Are they like another guard mouse, or are they like the mayor of some town or something?
He's totally like the rival Smith.
Angus
I'm better
Angus
at-
Smith. All right, cool. All right. Okay, cool. So how are we doing for, let's see. All right, you got yours, Jasper. Good. Lorelei, you're all sorted out. And Walmond, cool. Oh, your friend Finn. Damn it, Kurt. Kurt the Weather Watcher. Eyes on the road, Kurt. Okay, cool. So now, your mentor gave you your cloak on the day you were formally inducted into the Guard. What color is it and why? What part of your personality made your mentor decide on that particular color? Tenderpaws don't start with a cloak, and therefore do not make this choice.
I'm naked.
That's right, you're cloakless. But part of gameplay will be trying to like eventually Jess would get to tell you like, okay, this is the color of your cloak
Yeah.
Little shit.
because of this.
Down. You're a poop.
So it could be like a black cloak of mourning, or it could be like the red cloak of passion, or whatever. Like you can just have whatever color you want, and then you just try to explain how you got it and why. As Triss so astutely pointed out in chat, it's like lightsaber colors.
Awful lot like that.
Yeah. It'll help you stand out visually in our mind's eye.
Okay.
The yellow cloak of cowardice. Okay, so what color is your cloak, Colin?
White.
Ah, nice. So you can put it on a stick and wave it around.
That's what it's come to, but that's not what it was originally for.
Cool. Walmont the Pure. All right, Jasper, what color is your cloak?
I think I want it to be like a deep burgundy, like a wine color.
Nice. So rich.
And it sort of symbolizes I don't know, I guess the amount of my own time and passion that I've put into the guard.
Cool. I like that. That's good. Cool. Okay. So there's only two other things that we need to do for character creation, but before we do that, y'all will need to know what your mission is. So you've been given a mission by Gwendolyn, matriarch of the Mouse Guard, and you'll need to go out into the world and do this. So let's take a short break here. I'll give you your mission. We'll discuss the mission. Then we can write beliefs, instincts, and goals, and pick what gear you have. You can pick your piece of gear, and then we'll head out on our mouse adventures.
Sounds good.
Hooray!
All right, stick around, everybody. We'll be back with more adorable mouse action after this.